Be tryna run it up to my bro, what's the plan? All up in my mentions when I see them, they my fans. You win and you lose, gotta take another chance. Let's go.
Alright, what's up, y'all? You welcome back. Today we got the harsh truth about the GOAT debate. A LeBron fan reacts. GOAT James is in the video, so you know I gotta go check it out. Look at GOAT James right here. Look at him. Just look at him. Just look at him. He just standing there looking like a motherfucking GOAT. But let's like, comment, subscribe. We ain't gonna waste no time. Let's get into the video. If LeBron ain't the GOAT, I'm gonna be pissed. If I don't, oh my God, Kevin.
It's never gonna end.
Kevin.
LeBron's reign over the NBA. I've
Never.
just come to the conclusion that LeBron has hacked into
He's
the
a GOAT.
Matrix
What the
and
fuck
has
you mean?
transcended age.
Next year, baby, we going for that motherfucking scoring title. Yes, sir.
LeBron is in his 19th NBA season and is somehow
Hey,
one of the best players on the planet.
look, fuck him.
This isn't supposed to happen. 99% of NBA players peak in their mid to late 20s.
Yeah, facts.
and slowly regress as they
RP Cole, man.
eventually becoming a liability to their team and inevitably sailing off into the sunset, washed
What the
up
fuck?
and
You just show
content
Paul
with their
Pierce.
achievements. But not LeBron.
Let me stop.
The
Paul
man
Pierce is a
fighting
demon.
his age like he's got a grudge on time itself.
Will was.
And the more he piles up on these mind-bending feats, the more we must ask ourselves the question.
He is the
And I
GOAT.
really
There's not a
hate
question.
to do this, but is LeBron the greatest basketball player?
Yes,
of
yes,
all
yes,
time?
yes, yes,
And
yes.
if he isn't, what would he need to do to truly, once and for all, be the GOAT?
Oh my God, it's the fucking GOAT. We all saw somewhere. Okay.
About 5 years ago, I uploaded my first basketball-related video onto this channel. The title of that video is LeBron the GOAT. You can still watch this video today, but since it's an absolute dog water of a production, I highly recommend you steer clear of it. To summarize the video, I gave 10 reasons why LeBron would retire as the GOAT. Fast forward 5 years and thousands of hours of watching games, collecting data, and gathering context in this sport that we love. I've since changed my ways and realized that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
What the fuck? What do you mean? Hey, bro. This nigga's a bot. Clap it up. This nigga's a bot.
My original assessment from 5 years ago hasn't completely changed because I never said LeBron was the GOAT at the time. I just gave 10 reasons why LeBron would
This nigga's a
retire
bot.
as the GOAT.
nigga's a
But
bot.
ever since I dropped that video, I've pretty much avoided the GOAT conversation altogether. I've put a spin on the idea of the greatest players in certain aspects of the game. I've talked about the greatest scorers. I've ranked players using purely numbers, but I've never really broken down who the greatest player is in my
Nigga's a
opinion,
bot.
because I just feel like the topic is a bit redundant. And ESPN already gives you a daily update on the GOAT
Every
anyway,
single
so no
day.
need for me to do it. But
I'm a LeBron fan, but bro, it be mid playoffs, bro. I'm one of those people that you find in the undisputed first take comments. I be like, bro, come on, bro. Another LeBron topic. The playoffs, mid playoffs, it's mad stuff, bro. Sometimes they won't even talk about certain playoff series because of the simple fact they're talking about LeBron. They'll skip out certain series. They won't even talk about it. I remember it was one series. I can't remember. I think it was either this year or last year. I think it was last year. They wasn't talking about a certain series. I think it was a Nuggets series in the first round. They didn't say one segment about the whole series because they kept talking about LeBron and the Lakers. That was when the Lakers had made the 7th seed. But, like, they didn't talk about a whole series. Another series. Because of, like, 3 Lakers topics. It was crazy.
it's time we actually discuss this. Because what LeBron is doing at this point in his career is just
Never been
absurd.
done.
At the moment,
Never.
there are pretty much 3 different camps
He's a
on the whole
fucking
GOAT debate.
problem.
People who think Michael Jordan is the GOAT, people who think LeBron is the GOAT, and people who
Man,
are wrong.
old heads.
I'm just joking, of course.
Old heads.
But not really. I'd say about 75% of people fall into the MJ's the GOAT category.
Old head.
5% of people fall into the LeBron's the GOAT category.
The
And
GOAT.
about 5% fall into the other category. Usually these
Kobe.
other fans believe the
Will.
GOAT is
Oh
Wilt,
my God, the extreme old head. I can respect the Kareem.
or Kobe or Kareem. There's not many of them, but boy, will they die on that hill. See, the thing here is that a lot of the fans in MJ's corner believe that he is and will forever be the GOAT. But realistically, is there anything LeBron can do to surpass him? I mean, there's got to be some sort of objective metric we can use to distinguish the greatest player of all time. No opinions, no bias, just the facts.
Okay.
If LeBron somehow won 4 more championships and retired with 8 rings, he'd undoubtedly be the GOAT.
That's not happening.
Right? So there are paths for him to become the greatest.
Look, I've always said this. I've always said I consider LeBron the GOAT. This is what I say. But I've said there has been times in LeBron's career where he could have undoubtedly had the masses say he's the GOAT. I say this, if he would have never lost in 2011, they would have never had the argument of the 2011 argument. But that doesn't make him undoubtedly the GOAT. This is where I go into where he could have arguably just put the GOAT, the whole thing to bed. If he would have won in 2017, even if he lost, let's say he takes that 2017 Warriors team to 7 games, right? Let's say he does that. You gotta add that to his resume. Stack team. Okay, Kyrie still leaves. That 2018. If he wins that 2018 and you add that to the rest of his resume, and then he goes to the Lakers, win a championship, and he has 5, but he beat that 2018 team by himself. Jesus Christ. Yo, LeBron, I don't think anybody can argue it. He would have beat the second best player and arguably the third best player in the world at the time by himself. With no help. With no help. If he would have done that, he would have arguably, nobody would have argued that he was a GOAT. Nobody would have argued against it.
And what would LeBron have to achieve to get there?
The NBA be rigging shit, though. They don't be giving my man his MVPs. He should have been past Jordan MVPs, if we're being honest.
Let's just take a look at the basic numbers. Between Michael and LeBron, LeBron has more career points, rebounds, assists, blocks, more triple-doubles, higher field goal percentage, and a higher three-point
GOAT. So all the people,
if Michael played 20 years, he would have more points. If he ain't,
he took more shots. This nigga shoots a better field goal percentage. I hate when y'all say this. It makes no fucking sense. It really makes no sense at all.
if he played that long,
If this nigga took as many shots as him, he's gonna be more efficient because we already see field goal percentage. He's more fucking efficient. He would have it wouldn't be close. He just doesn't take as many shots as this nigga. I don't understand that argument by
free throw percentage. But this whole argument, the career totals argument, is only useful in demonstrating LeBron's longevity and sustained excellence.
I don't understand that though.
That LeBron's a better scorer or rebounder.
He's more efficient scorer. You just seen the field goal percentage.
They just prove that LeBron's been good at these things for a very, very long time. These numbers also show just how versatile LeBron is, possibly his most valuable asset. So instead of looking at career totals, let's look at career averages. Michael averages more points and more steals, and LeBron averages more assists and more rebounds.
But this is what I hate. Go a deep dive. Show the shots. Show the shots. God, please show the shots. Look, and still, I'm taking this. He has a higher field goal percentage. So you know for a fact he takes way more shots than this nigga. So if he takes more shots, if LeBron takes the same amount of shots, he would average more points than this nigga. LeBron has said it himself. If he wanted to average 30 every year, he would do it. He don't want to because it's not his style of play.
As much as it pains me to say this, this is usually where the argument for the GOAT ends for most people. Throw in a required comment about their finals records, and you pretty much have a condensed version of most GOAT debates. But there is so much more to unpack here. So let's unpack it.
Okay, advanced stats.
So y'all know how much I like advanced stats.
I
don't
bet.
tell the full story, but if you know which ones to look for, you can discover some nuances in a player's game that you won't get by just watching them play.
This is the nerd
Efficiency
category.
rating, win shares per 48, offensive box
Okay,
plus minus,
okay.
defensive box plus minus, value over replacement, and true shooting percentage. These 6 advanced stats give us efficiency, production, value,
I thought I was gonna
impact,
get shitted
and
on.
pretty much everything in between. And in these 6 advanced statistics, Michael Jordan exceeds LeBron in 5 of them. He's more efficient overall. He contributes to more wins. He contributes to more points. He's better on defense, and he is generally more valuable on the court than LeBron is. The only advanced stat where LeBron tops Jordan is true shooting percentage. Now, in terms of who's a better basketball player, nearly every metric points to Michael Jordan.
It's close though.
Let me take a look.
It's close though. It's close though. And I didn't even expect the defensive metric to be this close. Cause this nigga right here, I'm not gonna lie to you, don't play defense no more. It just doesn't happen. So maybe in his heyday, he may have been miles ahead of this nigga. What is this? It's all close. Win shares is close. You just gotta understand, this nigga's been on way more 60-win teams. So his win shares is definitely gonna be higher. The nigga has more losses than this nigga. It's close. The fact that it's close is crazy. This nigga be finishing as a 4 seed, but it's still finna make it to the finals. This nigga was a 1 seed most times. And no nigga was fucking with him. Stacked ass team, you know what I'm saying? This nigga's playing on some shit ass teams. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't argue with this. Right here, you kinda got me. I can't lie. It's pretty fucking close though. It's pretty close. They're all close. They're all close. You gotta at least give it that. They're close.
Numbers, and it's actually uncanny just how close LeBron is to
That's what I'm
MJ
saying.
across the board. Just a fraction behind Jordan.
And most
in
of them.
pretty much everything. But these numbers aren't even addressing who's greater,
That's what
because
I'm
that
saying.
conversation
It's a
would
team
involve
thing.
accolades and accomplishments and impact on the game. Take away the rings, the influence, the intangibles, the opinions, and it's virtually objectively true that Michael was a better basketball player than LeBron. But the GOAT debate isn't necessarily about who is the better player. It's about who is the greatest player. We've got some more unpacking to do.
Okay, let's get into it.
Now, we cannot have a thorough GOAT debate without discussing the accomplishments of each player. Numbers are cool and they have their purpose, but numbers alone aren't indicative of greatness. They're just a vehicle to greatness. This is why, despite James Harden spending half a decade piling up some of the greatest scoring numbers in NBA history, most people don't consider him greater than some players with far lesser offensive numbers. The numbers complement the accolades, not the other way around. This is also why I consider Wilt Chamberlain to have been a better basketball player than Bill Russell, but Bill Russell was greater than Wilt. Wilt achieved his greatness through his numbers, whereas Russell achieved his greatness by contributing to an unrelenting style of winning basketball. So let's take a look at the accomplishments of both Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Now, there are plenty of other awards a player can earn in the NBA, but these are the ones that really stand out on a
I'm finna get
player's resume.
shitted on.
Championships, Finals MVPs, regular season MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA selections, and All Defensive Team selections. And amongst these 6 categories, Jordan beats LeBron in 5 of them. And Michael accomplished all of this in just 15 seasons to LeBron's full 18 seasons. The only category where LeBron outperformed Michael is in All NBA selections. And
Man, it's dick sucking though. Like, this is actual dick sucking. Because this nigga should have more than this. So that's what I don't like, bro. We all know this nigga LeBron should have at least. He should at least have 5. We're gonna be honest. He should at least have 5 of them. We all know he should have more than 4.
of longevity more than anything else, which
And Michael has been on greater teams, bro. Like, Jordan fans, please be like, I know y'all gonna go crazy in the comments.
Oh my god, you see the fucking stats right in front of your fucking face and you're still arguing it. Oh my god.
I don't want to hear that shit. Be objective here. Did he not play on better teams? He had better players around.
Oh well, LeBron played more fucking all-stars.
This nigga had Scottie Pippen. There's no, literally, niggas account Batman and Robin. The Batman and Robin in sports nigga would say, oh, he's I'm Mike and he's my Scotty. They compare shit like that. Scotty's the best number 2 fucking ever. Then he had Dennis Rodman. Like, come on, bro. Then he had the greatest coach ever. That's what niggas, I don't understand. Niggas never bring that up. This nigga, if you count greatest coaches ever top 5, this nigga had one of them. Arguably the best ever. Maybe Pop is one, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But he's at least top 2. This nigga doesn't have one in the top 10, I don't think. Like, I don't understand. Niggas don't bring that up,
be
though.
the overall theme in the GOAT debate. Up to this point in his career, the majority of
And hold up,
will
one more thing.
overall theme.
That defensive player of the year, he should have 1. Because that year Marc Gasol won that shit, he didn't even make first team all NBA defense. And this nigga did. And he still got defensive player of the year. Marc Gasol did. It makes no fucking sense how he didn't win that shit. That's how you know they be voting against it, so this nigga doesn't win it.
Career, the majority of fans will agree that LeBron has been a step below Jordan in terms of greatness. So now the race to become the
Meat sucking.
has become a marathon. Because eventually, the sheer volume of LeBron's career numbers and achievements may become so overwhelming that we'll have no choice but to concede that he is, in fact, the greatest player of all time. Which brings us to a real dilemma in the debate.
No, there is a chance. We ain't done yet, baby.
The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. A great quote by the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu regarding the idea of excellence and the sustainability of it. Almost as if you can have longevity or be exceptional, but you can't have both. Now, in
But
the
LeBron's
world of
both.
basketball and sports in general, usually being exceptional translates to longevity and vice versa. Michael Jordan was excellent for 13 seasons in the NBA. His flame was violently bright, and it burned for quite some time. But what if there was a flame that burned about 90%?
Hold up. Meat sucking to his finest. Jordan was hurt 1 year, and in the last 2 years, he was not exceptional. So that's not 13, that's 12. But hey, Maybe I'm meat sucking. Maybe I should just let him rock with that. You know what I'm saying? But if it was LeBron, y'all niggas would be dick sucking. Some of you niggas will say this year was ass for LeBron. He averaged 30 and the team was shit around him. But hey, that's just me, you know?
At a certain point, the radiance of even the brightest flame is outclassed by the flame that just won't quit. Of course, LeBron isn't a flame. He's a 6'9", 250-pound
demon
in basketball shoes, but his light shines about 95% as bright as Michael Jordan's did, and it's lasting a whole lot
longer. Facts.
The longevity of LeBron's brilliance simply outmatched the slightly greater but much shorter brilliance of Michael. Because as we've discussed, Mike trumps LeBron in pretty much every single metric.
I don't give a fuck. LeBron's a franchise. LeBron's been to fucking finals more times than fucking franchises have. But you niggas always dick suck that nigga.
Other than longevity
crazy.
and overall production. So the real question here is how much longer will LeBron have to be excellent before the majority agrees that he is greater than Michael was? The man is in his 19th NBA season.
We going into number 20.
He's leading the NBA in scoring. He's still a top 5 player in the league, and his bag is getting deeper and deeper with every season. Here's a chart of LeBron's total points, assists, and rebound averages throughout each season of his career.
Oh, we at the
The
highest?
on the graph represents the total average of points, assists, and rebounds for every season of his
dog.
career. So, for example, this season LeBron is putting up 8,
the second
6,
highest.
and 30 a game.
It's
so
maybe his third
total
highest.
for the season is 44. Now,
Fourth.
in the NBA, anything above a total of 40 is exceptional. LeBron's total production has exceeded 40 in 17 different seasons. Now here's Michael's total average points.
Hey, to all the dick suckers, suck my dick, nigga. Look at this shit. Look at this. Sustained greatness. A demon. Oh my god.
And rebounds
A
for
demon.
every season of his career. This is by far the greatest argument in favor of LeBron in the GOAT debate. The man has simply sustained excellence for longer than Mike did. And although the numbers are just a vehicle to greatness, there has got to be a point where the numbers are just too glaring to ignore. LeBron's numbers are getting to that point. But some fans will argue that there were other players that were still really good this late in their career. You mean like Kareem, or Kobe, or Karl
What
Malone?
the fuck is that? This nigga shit so hot. Who the fuck is that? Whose fucking number is that? Damn, I'm getting dizzy. I can't keep up with it. Okay, we almost there. What the fuck was Karl Malone averaging? What was he doing right here?
They weren't even close. LeBron's already the only player to be a part of the 30K, 10K, 10K club.
Come on, man. King James, the GOAT.
Aside from a freak injury, he'll undoubtedly break Kareem's scoring record.
The GOAT.
His NBA career, he already has the record for most All-NBA selections, and he's still adding to what is probably the longest career highlight reel with moments like this. If LeBron is still doing this in a couple years, while still putting up All-NBA numbers, I really think it's going to be difficult to say that he's not the greatest player ever.
He is. He already is. He's already. Oh my god, the fucking meat sucking is crazy
You know
right
what?
now.
I'm just gonna say it. While LeBron's legacy is growing as he plays more seasons, Michael's legacy would have been slightly diminished if he played more seasons. Of course, this isn't a matter of
Facts.
fact, but all the evidence points towards this assumption. Michael Jordan retiring after playing just 13 NBA seasons in 1998 was the best thing he could have ever done for his legacy. The
Facts.
Bulls were not going to win another championship, and the backbone of the dynasty he had built had all but vanished by the beginning of the 1999 season. If he had played through that 3-year retirement gap from 1999 to 2001, he would have either stayed with the Bulls and put up huge numbers on a losing team, or signed with a different team and chased rings. Both options being far less illustrious than him going out on top with the team that drafted him. Michael's career was
I can't lie. What I always say. I put the GOAT debate into like storybooks. Like Michael Jordan's story is almost the perfectly most well-written story possible. If you cut off the Wizards part. You know what I'm saying? If you cut off the Wizards part, it's the most well-written story. It's like fucking penned by Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? But like, LeBron's is like a perfect movie. It's like you start from here. People doubted you. you were something and you lived up to what people said you didn't think you were going to live up to be, and you end up surpassing it to a point. And it just like, however you have outlooks on life, I feel like that's a side of fence you can fall on. You know what I'm saying?
He was drafted by a franchise that was ready and willing to build around him. He was on a
LeBron
roster that
wasn't.
suited his skill sets extremely well, and he and the Bulls peaked right as the dominant teams from the 80s and early 90s, like the Lakers, Celtics, and Pistons, began to fade away. You could not have written a better career if you tried.
That's what I'm saying, it's written perfectly.
On the other hand, despite his success, LeBron really got the short end of the deal many times throughout his career. He spent his first 7 seasons in the NBA playing for a team that could not have cared less about building a coherent team around
But
him.
I always said this, LeBron being so great so early, it's kind of hard to build around him because they were fucking winning. Like, they were winning. But the thing is that they didn't even bring in like big stars in free agency, but it's hard because it's Cleveland.
Finals going toe to toe with the most dominant dynasty in modern NBA history
Ever.
outside of Jordan's Bulls.
They're finna hit
was
ever
surrounded
status.
by players who were all willing to buy into their system, LeBron has spent many years carrying the load of bad rosters and seemingly incompetent teammates.
Facts.
One of which is
Fucking
his
facts.
portrayal
Preach to
to
these
a GM
niggas, Jimmy.
Putting together piss poor rosters. And I bring up these small nuances because the GOAT debate is very nuanced. As much as people want to act like the whole 6-0 in the finals is the end-all be-all to the discussion,
Facts.
it's just not.
It's not.
If rings were all that mattered, then
Bill Russell.
would be the GOAT.
Robert Horry would
But
be
he
more.
played a long time ago. That doesn't count. Okay, well then Robert Horry is the GOAT.
Fucking facts! Speak to these niggas, let them know something. Please, God, let these niggas know something. You niggas bring up 6-0 ever again in your fucking life. I'm bringing this up every time. Niggas don't ever bring up Robert Horry. Like, come on, bro.
Jordan 6. Well, yeah, but Horry wasn't the best
He wasn't the best
player
player.
to win any of those championships. Okay, so is the argument about rings, or is it about being the best
player.
on the court, or a mixture of both?
Because if you go best player on the court, LeBron's always the best player on the court, even when he lost. Every time. Maybe not the 2011, because he started playing like fucking shit and Dirk was going crazy. But other than
Despite
that,
how masterful it was, all in vain if his team loses, the line becomes less and less clear the deeper you dig. No single metric can be used to determine this debate, and the unpacking of every small minute detail is a necessary burden. But unfortunately, it's a burden that most fans won't bother to take on. At the moment, I personally believe Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. I also think he's the best basketball player of all time. But unlike some fans, I don't think the door has closed on LeBron. I think that if LeBron can continue to dominate the league for a few
LeBron's
more
the
seasons
best.
and continue to shatter our previous notions of what we thought was possible in a single NBA career, I think that he has a chance to retire as the greatest player of all time. But of course,
hey man, all I got to say is, man, when LeBron retired, man, retire that number 23 jersey. Let whoever's wearing that 23, you know, like retire through the whole league. Let whoever's wearing it at the time finish out with that. But retire this shit. Because you can't have two of the greatest players wear number 23 and just let shitters wear it on like throughout the rest of the time. Retire that shit. Look, 42 is retired in baseball. Retire 23. And then dedicate a day like every once a year. Call it the Michael and LeBron day or some shit like that. And everybody in the league wears 23. They're like, you know what I'm saying? Do something cool like that.
time will tell. And fortunately for LeBron, time seems to perpetually be on his side.
Hey man, that was a good video. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know who you got as a GOAT. I got LeBron, Daddy Bro. Hey yo, let me not finish that. I got LeBron as a GOAT, man. That's gonna be the video, man. I love y'all. I am out.
Do it all again. We tryna run it up to my ball. What's the plan? All up in my mentions when I see them, they my fans. You win and you lose. Gotta take another chance. Let's go to my.